Don't yuck my yum.
So I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not going to get through this without crying.
A.
I can do it. So I wanted to talk a little bit about Bellamente, how it came to be, because there's a lot of new people in the room that may not know the whole story, and it's important. So the last time some of you may have seen Ted was Harvest 2014. He was so excited to go because we had gone on the incentive trip to Costa Rica previous January. He was all excited to see his Costa Rican crew again. He was really excited to see Rick and Cheryl. 5 days after Harvest, he had his first seizure. We called it an episode because we didn't know what it was. It was at work. We now know it was a grand mal seizure, but at the time we didn't know what it was. It took 2 more months and many more seizures, lots and lots of tests to finally figure out what was going on. He had a brain tumor, 3 actually. He was 44. And I remember Dr. Garrett looking at the MRI in his office. And he told us that even without definitive pathology, which you can only get when you actually remove the tumor and test it, that he was 99.99% sure he would stake his medical reputation on the fact that it was glioblastoma multiforme, or what I call and what's known as GBM. It's the deadliest human cancer in the world. No one survives. No one. It always comes back, no matter how many times you remove the tumor, it comes back 100% of the time. Most die within 14 months, that's the average. Less than 0.1% actually survive 5 years or longer. No one survives 10 years. Dr. Garrett told Ted at the time, you have 2 choices. You could do nothing. Some people do. You could do nothing, but your speech, your sight, your ability to walk will be gone in about 2 weeks, and you'll be gone in about 2 months. Or we could fight this aggressively with surgery, radiation, chemo, and he thought it would give us about 10 months. And I just remember sitting there going, with my chin on the floor, and Ted looked right at me and he grabbed my hand and he said, I got this, baby, it'll be okay. Ted was my hero. As you probably figured out by now, I'm not the easiest person to get along with. He fought so hard for 10.5 months. He fought even though he knew it was a losing battle. But he did it so that I could have a few more months with him. And most importantly, he wanted to raise awareness of GBM because we'd never, ever heard about it. In the end, he had wound up with 3 brain surgeries, 42 radiation treatments to his brain, 5 months of almost daily chemo, and still the tumors came back 3 times. The aggressive treatment that Dr. Garrett referred to was apparently the same treatment that they have been doing since the 60s, because nothing can penetrate the blood-brain barrier and get to the tumors. We didn't know that. Not to mention, there is little to no funding for research for GBM, because they figure, why bother? That's why Ted volunteered to participate in as many phase 0 experimental clinical trials and research programs as he could, knowing full well it was never going to benefit him. He was just the lab rat. It was only to benefit the GBM warriors that came after him. And this is where the American Brain Tumor Association comes in, and Bellamente. While there are hundreds of different types of brain tumors, some cancer, some not, the ABTA is one of the only organizations that's truly concentrating on raising funds for GBM research and education. And I am so proud of Bellamente and our partnership with the ABTA. Ted gave GBM a face, a really handsome face. he brought together literally tens of thousands of people from all over the world, from all walks of life, onto one team, Team Ted. And now, Traveling Vineyard, our company, is continuing to spread the word with the ABTA and Elemente. My only wish is that Ted had lived just 6 weeks longer, so he could have been on the all-wine guy call when Rick announced it, and he would have seen that the world really would know his name. I can tell you that Ted would not want to be remembered as anything other than a big man with a huge heart who never turned away a person or animal in need. That's why we have 12. Ted also unknowingly created our TV tribe. When we announced the news, the outpouring of support, help, prayers, etc. was actually almost overwhelming. We knew our friends and family would be there for us. And Ted's employer of 16 years, we knew would be there for us. What we didn't know at the time was what you all would do for us. Whether it was creating wristbands as a fundraiser, sending us checks and gift cards, sometimes monthly, every month, from your hard-earned commissions, even though it was the holidays and we knew you needed the money too. The cards filled with confetti. The rosaries, please son. The Team Ted t-shirt campaign, the holy water in a Jameson bottle, pennies not near. Blessed by a Catholic priest from a cathedral in Ireland. A quilt with handmade patches from almost 100 of you, Carrie. The mother of a wine guide, Nissa, knitting Ted a huge gray blanket with the brain cancer ribbon on it that incidentally he slept with, had with him in every hospital bed and even in hospice. The weekly check-in calls from Rick and or Cheryl, and when we had to miss the Aruba incentive trip because we were going through chemo and radiation, you guys made a flat Lori and Ted and took pictures with us, so we felt like we were there. The constant Facebook messages, emails, calls, texts from wine guys that almost always started the same way. You don't know me, but Ted's story has touched me. After Ted passed, you guys and the TV tribe are what truthfully kept me going. I don't know how you guys know, but it seems like every time I start to feel lonely or scared or start just heading into a bad place emotionally, boom, I get a card. Someone tells me how many bottles of Belmente they sold, or post something funny or crude on my wall. I've said this to Rick before, but I don't know if 5 years ago he and Cheryl ever envisioned this culture that they created. I tell every potential wine guide that we are very much a family. I tell them about Rick and Cheryl as well because I think it starts at the top. Back when Ted first got sick, Rick is actually the one who coined the term and called us a tribe. He had named all of you Spirit of the Vineyard, which was prior to Lex and Easter, for that month, and he said, and I quote, "We are one big tribe, a traveling vineyard tribe, a traveling vineyard community. A tribe has teams, a tribe and their teams help each other, they have each other's backs, we have each other's backs. We understand we all live the same lives, just in different houses. That makes us compassionate. Good and bad things happen, but it's how the tribe reacts that makes a huge cultural difference." So I asked earlier, who here has started in the last 6 months? I want you to understand that if nothing else, please walk away today understanding that you have joined a family. Not just another in-home party company. Traveling Vineyard is unlike any other company in this world. Why? Because you care. As Max said, at last year's harvest, traveling Vineyard is about more than just selling wine.